Insights with Terri Ep.247, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Ep.247. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Ep.247. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. There's nothing more valuable than every passing minute. We are going to explore together the week of December the 14th through the 21st, 2025. We're approaching that new 2026. Time's marching on. So we still have that Sagittarian energy in the skies above us. So that's still the independence. That's the need to look deeper and find the positive in everything. And it's the extreme need to connect with that power or that source that's greater than ourselves. So this is an energy field that allows us to maybe have a little more of an open mind, somebody that maybe hasn't explored that opportunity to just see if there's anything bigger than ourselves here on this planet, in this universe, in this dimension. And we have it in the sun sign, we have it in Mercury, which is how we think, how we process. We have it in Venus, which is our relationships, what we're attracted to, what's attractive about us. And we have it in Mars, which is our drive and our passion. So basically, it's right across the board. This is a really strong influence. Now, on the 16th of, this week, that's going to go into... in Mars, it's going to go into Capricorn. So this is where we start the Capricorn energy. And on the 20th, the new moon is going to go into Capricorn. So we're starting to migrate from the spirituality, the optimism, the need to be independent, want to be on the road with our hair flapping in the wind, to the Capricorn button down kind of energy that just wants to get it done. Sagittarius wants to think about it and work with it mentally, and Capricorn wants to see it got behind us and get done. And this week, our vulnerable parts, we should be looking at the liver, the hips, the thighs, and the sacrum. And towards the end of the week, our joints can start because of that Capricorn energy that starts coming in. So if you have arthritis, rheumatism, if you're aged, just watch, you might be a little bit sorer than normal. And we're in winter and we're in varying, biometric pressure. But keep an eye on your animals as well. If you have not just senior dogs, yes, senior animals, yes, but sometimes dogs or our pets have been injured, and those injuries can kind of just float to the surface. So just be cognizant of how they're moving. Do they need your help? Maybe a good massage. It does wonders if they're massaged by the person that loves them. And if you know how to do it correctly, it adds even more energy. You can avail yourselves of acupressure points that can numb some of the pain that some of them might be going through. It's very effective. So just, watch your critters, because they're going to be feeling some of this too. So keep an eye on them. Now, we were talking in the last podcast looking at the spirituality and the new moon, which is new thoughts, new behaviors, new patterns that we get to try to enact in our lives. So our last podcast, we were embracing change. We were looking at how it can alter our mind and our experience of the same situation just by our mind. And that how it allows us to enjoy more of the now rather than the imagination of the future and the memories of the past. So teaching us to be present with peace. So I find when I live in now, when I'm consciously, personally living in now, which the animals help me to do, there's a peacefulness in it. We explored how change is inevitable. It doesn't matter what we're going to do. Change is inevitable. Look at the New World Order right now, just to name a few. And that tree that I mentioned last week that is now half of the tree. And the different seasons which we're experiencing. Spring, which is new life, and summer, which is thriving. Autumn is the harvest. I always love autumn because you get to bring in all the things that you work so hard to cultivate all season. And then winter, the rest. So that's the rest that we get. And I don't mind winter for that. I'm not crazy about the cold, but it is more of a restful time. So without that, there wouldn't be any new leaves and there wouldn't be any new blossoms in the spring. And we talked about the impermanence of life, how we watch our dogs age from puppies that are just obnoxious, cute little devils, to this golden senior that's just beautiful, mature. This being is wise. You can see the wisdom in their eyes, the love, the compassion. It's just glowing back at us. And it's not just dogs. I've experienced that with my horses. I experienced that with my parrots, my birds. My one conure that passed away a while back now, he was 29 when he passed, and I had him from the time he was 2 years old. We went through 3 sets of dogs, him and I together. And there was a bond there that was just unbelievable. And to watch him age from the little baby that kept trying to bite me and hang upside down from my bangs and my glasses, to the mature bird that just liked to sit on my shoulder and have a nap with me and fall asleep together. So when you look at it, with our animals, with our people, there's beauty in all stages of life. But the now, that's what's important, and that's where the peace is. So that's where we chase the peace, is in the now. And it gives relief from worrying about the future that we really can't predict or really control. I mean, you can save all the money in the world and work your brains out, and some devastating, stupid politician can do something and it's all gone. War could break out, it's all gone. Hurricane can come, it's all gone. So we can't count on predicting what our future is going to be, or even mourning the past that can't really be changed. So what we're trying to be taught by the universe is to cultivate meaning in our lives through gratitude and simple joys, like that wonderful hot cup of tea, or that amazing heating pad that when I've been outside all day and I get to come and sit with it is my best friend. So cultivating these simple joys will be our work. So as we move into different chapters of our lives and later chapters of our life, the world may try to convince us that our value lies in productivity, accomplishment, the ability to do more, achieve more, and more. But Buddhism offers an opposite path, finding happiness in less. And I find as I age, I have found that. I don't need jewelry. Why would you decorate a body that looks like this? You don't need to. You don't have to have fancy hair. Nobody sees you. You don't need fancy clothes that show off your figure. It doesn't matter. So happiness is found in less. We don't need a grand purpose, a long list of goals, or impressive achievements. We simply need presence. Not presents, I give you presents, but presence with a C-E, and appreciation and willingness to notice the small miracles around us that are just gobsmacking. Gratitude's not a reaction to having everything you want. It's the recognition that you already have enough. And I find many people spend part of, and myself included, part of our youth chasing happiness, believing that joy's hiding in a future event. So when I retire, I'll be happy. I'll enjoy life. When I have more money, I'll feel free. But when we reach an age where those goals are no longer holding the same power for us, and we realize something very profound, that happiness has always been available in the small moments that we overlooked. And I'm telling you, our pets will show that to us. The happiness and the joy that they get from just chasing that dirty old stinky ball or that soggy old rope. The abandonment with which they throw it up in the air and catch it. They're in the moment, and that happiness is completely pervasive. When they've pleased us, when I've asked for something and I get so excited because they did it, and oh my gosh, they celebrate with me. If they could crawl into my pocket, they would. Buddhism teaches that the mind creates suffering not from what we lack, but from failing to appreciate what we have. Gratitude shifts the mind from scarcity to abundance. I'm not perfect, but I try to focus on what I have, not what I don't have or what I'd like to have, or wouldn't it be nice if you won the lottery. Really, I just am so grateful to be able to get up in the morning and walk, really, to be able to put the key in the ignition and drive, to be able to stop at a restaurant if I want to be able to call a friend and have that friend answer and not hide from me. So we have so many things that are so robust, but many of us fall into the trap of only appreciating what we want. So if we can shift gratitude, then the mind moves from scarcity to abundance. And it reminds us that peace isn't found in more, it's found in less. And that doesn't mean we have to go and get all poverty stricken. It just means maybe we don't need as much as we think we need. So when we wake up in the morning, instead of thinking another day, trying to whisper, we've been given this other day, let's shift and transform that into, oh my gosh, it's another day. That happiness that we actually woke up. Some people didn't. And it transforms the routine that we have that maybe we're not even acknowledging into reverence. Really, it's true. The animals make me stay in the moment. The animals make me appreciate the excitement with which they get out of bed. Not necessarily me, but the happiness of getting out of bed and checking the squirrels, see what happened during the night. What new smells are there? What new food are we going to have in the morning? That transforms that just routine into that reverence of life. And we don't need extraordinary days to have an extraordinary life. By other people's standards, my life would probably be very mundane and very boring. I love it. I love to go out and see if there's any eggs that the chickens have gifted me with. I like to see them playing out in the backyard. I love to watch my parrots go careening around the house in these aerial entertainment situations that they do, just dive bombing all over the house. I love it. My life feels extraordinary to me. But if viewed by an outsider, it could be very boring and very mundane. A cup of warm tea. I get excited over a cup of warm tea or coffee. Both. Quiet morning. Maybe I don't have a client and I can have a quiet morning and just play with the birds, play with the dogs, let the dogs play with the birds. The company of just comfort with my familiar family, which is my four-leggeds and two-leggeds. That familiar cold nose that just booted me in the butt while I'm getting my pants on. These are miracles to me, disguised as ordinary moments. In Buddhism, there's a concept called a deep, enduring joy that comes from contentment, not excitement. Excitement requires constant stimulation. Contentment requires only an awareness of things. So joy doesn't have to be loud. My dogs have loud joy. Sometimes joy can be silent. The joy can be found in the silence of the morning, the silence of the moment, the silence of sitting down in a chair for a minute and feeling the heating pad, the silence of just sitting in a chair for a minute and just listening to the cardinals and watching the birds fly by and getting mad at the hawk that's looking at my birds' menu. So all of this comprises our life. You have things in your life too that are absolutely gobsmacking marvelous. And if we take the time to stop and look and feel and smell and taste, we can be amazed by our own lives as well. So I'm going to leave you with that thought, that this new moon coming up on the 20th in Capricorn will give us the opportunity to look at things in a new perspective, to go to new heights, to create new patterns in our thinking and our behavior, to look at new friends, to look at new ways of working with things, to maybe dig out some old things that can become new things, maybe just doing chores instead of thinking them as chores. I mean, why wouldn't we get happy when we do dishes? Honestly, with your hands in all that warm water, it just feels good. And then the dishes come out nice and squeaky clean. When we hand wash, it's pretty, that shiny pot. So there's so many things that are familiar that we just take for granted. So I'm tasking you with paying attention for this next week. Pay really good attention to your, what you might consider your mundane routine, which isn't really mundane at all. And see if you can find all the beautiful little miracles in every little thing that you're doing, every little thing that you do. And turn to gratitude and contentment with that. Let that twist around for you and become an extraordinary life made of ordinary things. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. I would like to thank Charlie O'Brien for putting us on Spotify and Apple iTunes, Amazon Music, Podcast, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And I would like to thank all of you for your time in listening to me rant. I appreciate it so much. You have no idea. And if you'd like any help with your animals, or if you would like a reading, text or call 519-726-6699. I'd be happy to have a chat with you. And do yourself a favor, listen to Charlie's Big, the number 8, radio.com. Just tune in. It's all the oldies, all the classics, the 50s and up. If you want to make yourself happy, that's the station to listen to. Thanks again, everybody. I appreciate all of you so much. Have a wonderful week. And don't be afraid to comment and let me know how your week went. And is there anything that was an aha for you that might help somebody else think of something? Thanks again, everyone. Again, 519-726-6699, or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.